Angel Reese beating her shit. What y'all gonna say now? Now that I have this unrivaled championship that I didn't even think to attend. She went to LeBron James's youngest son's high school state championship game. If this championship mattered, she would show up. She can afford it.
I had no idea that Angel Reese didn't even bother to show up, did not show up to support her teammates. It was that unimportant, but yet took a victory lap that you won a championship? You got to be joking.
The truth is, Angel Reese just got exposed, and the internet isn't letting her off the hook. The so-called championship that people are hyping her up for? She didn't even play in the playoffs. That's right. While her teammates were fighting hard for a title, Reese was nowhere to be found. But that didn't stop the media from propping her up like she was the MVP of the entire event.
Angel Reese is a champion in the unrivaled that virtually no one watched. People immediately took to social media and Twitter and started posting, look at what Angel Reese has accomplished. She has a national championship at LSU. She was the rebounding queen of the WNBA. Now she has a championship in the unrivaled, and she's Defensive Player of the Year. Oh, what an accomplishment.
The real question is this championship even worth celebrating? Or is this just another media-driven narrative that doesn't actually align with reality? Let's break it down.
Angel Reese, 3-on-3, full season highlights. Let's go. This is my MVP, everybody, right here. She didn't win it, but she should have. Bang! She did, however, win Defensive Player of the Year. I would have given it to the rim. Bang! Best plays from the best player on this account only, right here. Bang! Oh yeah, you gotta see this one. This is a personal favorite. The hand-eye coordination, the footwork. Bang! Another fan favorite, wide open. Bang! Greatest to ever get their shot blocked, right here. Bang!
The Unrivaled League was supposed to be a new and exciting format that would change women's basketball, something fresh and competitive.
I guess if you want to take a victory lap on that, you can. I just don't know if it means anything.
Angel Reese was a member of the Rose. They won the inaugural unrivaled championship last night.
Let's be honest, almost no one was watching. This so-called championship that Angel Reese is celebrating wasn't even traditional 5-on-5 basketball. It was a 3-on-3 tournament, a format that already struggles to attract serious basketball fans. So the real question is, how much did this championship even matter to Angel Reese?
How important this championship was to Angel Reese. Angel Reese didn't even attend the game. She was not in the building last night.
Yet the media wasted no time hyping it up as if it were on the same level as an NCAA title or a WNBA championship.
Oh man, these athletes, they make themselves look worse and worse and worse all the time.
Reese's team, the Rose, faced Vinyl in the final game, a matchup that, let's be honest, no one was talking about. Unlike actual professional leagues with millions of viewers and real stakes, this tournament came and went without making much noise. Even ESPN, which tried to give it some coverage, couldn't make it seem like a big deal.
Why is it just women's basketball where we see athletes acting like this?
All of that was more important than being at the location, being with her teammates.
The only reason this is even a topic of discussion is because of the hilarious controversy surrounding Reese's so-called championship moment. And here's the craziest part. She wasn't even there. While her teammates battled for the title, Reese was completely absent. Not just for the championship game, but for the last 2 playoff games. But that didn't stop her from acting as if she carried the team. Instead of being there in person to contribute or at least support her squad, she literally FaceTimed into the post-game celebration. Think about that.
When her team achieved this remarkable accomplishment, Angel Reese was so thrilled, she FaceTimed in press conference and celebration. That's how big this unrivaled championship was.
If this was such a career-defining achievement for her, wouldn't she have actually, played in the game? Imagine if this were Caitlin Clark, Aja Wilson, or Brianna Stewart. If any of them had skipped a championship game, would anyone still celebrate them as if they did something? Absolutely not.
ESPN covered this championship. Chelsea Gray scored 30-some-odd points last night in the championship game. This championship that Angel Reese has added to her trophy case that she didn't even play in the last 2 games.
But of course, social media rushed in to protect Reese's narrative. Her supporters flooded Twitter with posts listing her past accomplishments, acting as if winning this 3-on-3 tournament was as important as her LSU championship or her WNBA stats.
Another fan favorite, the touch and finesse. Beautiful. And then her grace. To all my lady listeners, if she can do this, I believe in your chances. Never give up. Never! Again, she is my MVP. I want to reiterate. Bang! Best jumper I've ever seen. She leaps out of a gym. The relentless motor on her. She won't stop missing. No one has the drive to miss baskets quite like her. Shot number 2. Bang! One more time. Last one!
At the end of the day, this is just another media-driven attempt to turn Angel Reese into a superstar, even when the facts don't support it. If this win actually mattered, Reese would have been on the court leading her team. Instead, she was sitting at home, FaceTiming into the celebration like a fan. The reality is, the media is desperate to make Reese the face of women's basketball, even when the accomplishments don't add up. They pretend this championship is a major milestone, when in reality, it's more smoke and mirrors than a legitimate achievement.
She thought so much of this championship that she was like, nah, I don't want to diminish the greatness of this championship by attending the game and rooting on my teammates. So I'll FaceTime in. No one wanted a 3-on-3 full-court women's basketball league, and no one paid attention to this. Let's put together a social media campaign and let's pretend like Angel Reese just accomplished something important.
No one was clamoring for a full-court 3-on-3 women's basketball league. No one paid attention to it. And yet the media tried to manufacture excitement to make Angel Reese look like she accomplished something important. And this isn't the first time we've seen them do this. This unrivaled league championship is just the latest example of the media forcing a narrative that doesn't hold up. Even though this tournament barely made an impact, ESPN and other outlets jumped on the story, plastering Angel Reese's name all over the headlines, despite her not playing in the final 2 games. They're trying to build up this idea that Angel Reese is one of the greatest athletes of our generation. She's right there with Steph Curry, LeBron James, and Kevin Durant. She's got an NCAA championship and now an unrivaled league championship. Think about that for a second. A player completely skips the most important games of a championship and still gets credit as if they played a key role in the team's success. In any other sport, if an athlete sat out during the deciding game, they wouldn't get the same level of respect as the ones who actually played. But when it comes to Angel Reese, the media is willing to rewrite the rules. And let's not act like this was an elite-level tournament with top-tier competition. This was a brand new 3-on-3 league with barely any star power. The biggest names in the WNBA, A'ja Wilson, Kelsey Plum, and Caitlin Clark, weren't even in it. Even Sabrina Ionescu, who was originally involved, backed out. Even Sabrina Ionescu backed out early. And why? Because players know this isn't real professional basketball. The best competitors don't see it as worth their time. Yet, social media is pretending to care about the unrivaled league more than Angel Reese herself does. Reese just found herself in one of the most embarrassing championship celebrations ever. The title she's been bragging about? She didn't even step foot on the court for the final 2 games. That's right. While her teammates were actually playing for the trophy, Reese was completely missing. But that didn't stop the media hype train from making it seem like she just pulled off one of the greatest championship runs in basketball history. Angel Reese 3-on-3 highlights, part 30. Classic long to bang. No rims or backboards were harmed during this video, but viewers are encouraged to look away. The jokes just keep coming. One person even joked that Reese said she might sit out if the WNBA doesn't pay her what she deserves. I say give her $1 million for every missed layup. Seems fair. Fair wages for all. They're coming to see her legendary long 2-point shots. The real question, is this even a championship worth celebrating? Or is this just another example of Reese getting credit she didn't earn? Let's break it down and expose just how ridiculous this situation is. Of course, social media wasted no time spinning the story. Reese's fans flooded Twitter, calling her a champion. They listed this so-called title alongside her LSU championship and WNBA rebounding stats as if they were all equally important. But let's be real, this is nothing more than an inflated narrative. If this championship truly mattered, Reese would have been on the court leading her team, proving she deserved the spotlight. Instead, she phoned it in. Literally. The media's attempt to turn Reese into a megastar. One sarcastic take on social media: "I don't understand how the WNBA can't afford to pay her. We're talking about a max contract. Steph Curry level money. LeBron James money. She's so skilled. She does everything perfectly. She can dunk too. Just look at that." Then someone jokingly adds, "Netflix, listen up. If the WNBA won't pay her, at least give her a comedy special. She's hilarious." No one can do the hop skippity drop step bang quite like Angel Reese. Reality check. The team played better without her. Here's what's even funnier. The Rose actually played better without her in the championship game. Chelsea Gray stepped up and delivered a fantastic performance. Some fans even pointed out that the team looked more fluid and cohesive once Reese was out of the lineup. But here's the uncomfortable truth the media doesn't want to acknowledge. Reese wasn't a necessary piece for this win. Her absence didn't hurt the team. Yet the media continues to push the illusion that she was the driving force behind the victory. Reese herself is fueling the hype. After the game, she took to Twitter, posting cryptic messages like, "What y'all gonna say now?" As if she had just proven her doubters wrong. But let's be real. What exactly did she prove? That a team she didn't even play for could win without her? That FaceTiming into a post-game celebration is now the same as actually competing? Shush her own actions? Prove the championship didn't matter. This game was so unimportant to Reese that she essentially said, "Nah, I'm good. I'll just watch the stream from home. I'll FaceTime in if we win." But apparently the media still tries to push the superstar narrative. The unrivaled league is now trying to figure out how to honor Angel Reese for this win. Seriously? Honor her for what? This moment highlights a bigger issue: how Angel Reese is being marketed. Instead of letting her actual play define her, the media and her fans constantly inflate her legacy, manufacture accomplishments that aren't real, act as if she's already an all-time great. If Reese truly wants to be seen as one of the best, she needs to prove it on the court. Not through Twitter posts, not through media hype, and definitely not by claiming a championship she didn't even play in. The fake importance of double-doubles. Again, some sarcastic remarks online. Oh boy, we get to hear about the importance of her double-doubles all over again. Nobody racks up hollow double-doubles quite like Angel Reese. How long can this illusion last? At some point, reality has to catch up with the narrative. The media can only push the superstar label for so long before people start seeing the truth. Angel Reese isn't the dominant force they're trying to sell her as, and this latest so-called championship only proves it. The stats don't lie. Here's the reality of Reese's performance. There are 16 players in the league with a higher scoring average than her. She led the league in rebounds per game, but also personal fouls per game. Her scoring numbers don't translate well to the WNBA, since free throws only count for 1 point. Compare this to real superstars. When true greats like LeBron James, Steph Curry, Breanna Stewart win championships, it's because they actually led their teams to victory. They were. On the court, making game-winning plays, proving why they were the best. But with Angel Reese, Reese sat out the most crucial moment of the tournament, yet somehow the media still made her the headline. She averaged 12 rebounds per game, but how many of those were just missed putbacks from her own shots? Now compare this situation to true competitors. Take Caitlin Clark, for example. Every single game she plays, she's under a microscope. Every shot, assist, win, or loss is analyzed. If she had skipped a championship game, no one would call her a champion. Instead, people would be questioning why she wasn't there. The same applies to A'ja Wilson, Breanna Stewart, or any other top-tier player. The standard is clear. If you want to be a champion, you have to earn it. But for Angel Reese, the rules seem different. Instead of expecting her to prove herself, the media keeps making excuses. They refuse to admit that her team won without her. They ignore the fact that she contributed nothing to the championship run. Instead, they hand her another undeserved accolade and act like it's legitimate. You want to grow the game? Act like a real competitor. Women's basketball is growing, but to truly take it to the next level, the players who get media attention need to actually earn it. To her credit, Reese does have a personality, but it's not leadership. It's not championship-level commitment. If anything, this championship fiasco exposed a harsh truth. Her presence didn't make or break her team. Her team won without her, so how valuable is she, really? And let's not forget how she handled the aftermath. Instead of praising her teammates who actually won the game, she immediately went on social media to make the win all about herself. Compare that to real champions. When Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, or even Caitlin Clark win titles, what do? They celebrate with their teammates. They recognize the hard work it took to get there. They don't sit on the sidelines FaceTiming and then demand credit. If you were funding women's basketball, who would you invest in? Clark is the golden goose of the sport, yet people who criticize her, attack her, and act like they're just as important are actually hurting the growth of the game. At this point, it's becoming obvious. Angel Reese's career is being propped up more by media hype than actual performance. Yes, she was great in college, but at the pro level, she hasn't proven she belongs among the elite. Her WNBA performances have been inconsistent. Her shooting is unreliable. Her game relies more on size and strength than actual skill. Yet the media still acts like she's a once-in-a-generation talent. The unrivaled league championship. The moment the illusion started to crumble. Winning a glorified backyard tournament doesn't make her a champion. Missing the final 2 games and still claiming the win doesn't make her dominant. This was a media-created fairy tale, and people are finally starting to see through it. The most influential female athletes right now. A ranking of the most influential women in sports: Juju Watkins, Cameron Brink, Paige Bueckers, Sabrina Ionescu, Aja Wilson, not happy about being ranked here, Sha'Carri Richardson, Simone Biles, Angel Reese, somehow, Caitlin Clark, by a landslide. It's no surprise that Clark was ranked number 1. Real champions show up when it matters. They rise to the occasion. They take ownership of their team's success. They let their performance speak for itself. Angel Reese had a golden opportunity to do that, but instead she took the easy way out, celebrating a title she had no role in winning. The media can keep pushing the narrative, but the facts remain. This so-called championship was meaningless, and it does absolutely nothing to change the reality that Reese still has a lot to prove. The truth about the unrivaled league championship. It was nothing more than an overhyped exhibition. It barely made a dent in the sports world. Yet here we are watching Reese soak up the spotlight for a title she didn't even compete for. The media wasted no time spinning this as a historic moment in her career. But the facts don't lie. She missed the final 2 games. She wasn't there when her team sealed the victory, yet somehow she's acting like this is a defining milestone. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark is actually changing the game. Clark is shattering outdated narratives about women's basketball. She's proving that women's basketball can be just as marketable and widely watched as men's. She's bringing in record-breaking viewership, she's selling out arenas, she's elevating the level of play. And yet the media still tries to put Reese on the same level. Caitlin Clark isn't just changing women's basketball. She's transforming the entire sports landscape. Her presence alone has increased WNBA attendance by 105% compared to games without her. Road games featuring Clark's Indiana Fever have led to an 87% rise in opponent home attendance. Her rookie debut caused a 200% surge in WNBA viewership. Fever home games attracted 186,000 fans last season, the highest in the league, a 265% jump from 2023. Meanwhile, real basketball fans see through the hype. They know what real champions look like. Champions don't sit on the sidelines, FaceTiming into their own celebrations. Champions fight for their wins. Champions lead their teams. Champions earn every trophy they lift. Angel Reese, on the other hand, continues to ride a wave of media hype that inflates her accomplishments far beyond what they actually are. So what happens next? Does the hype machine keep rolling despite the clear cracks in her resume? Or does reality finally catch up to her? One thing is certain. If Angel Reese truly wants to cement her legacy, she'll have to. Back up the talk with real results on the court. Stop relying on viral tweets and media narratives. The spotlight is on her now, and eventually, the illusion will fade. The only question is, when that moment comes, will Angel Reese be ready to face the truth?